Let's welcome to the show Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis from the House Select Subcommittee on the coronavirus. Congresswoman, it's great to see you. What's your take on this story? What do you think?
Well, look, I was among the members of Congress who signed on to an amicus brief in support of the lawsuit trying to stop, that eventually did stop, actually successfully in court, Biden's vaccine mandates on the private sector, on private employers. And we said that that was going to have an impact on labor shortages. Likewise, we're seeing that this is having an impact on retention, is having an impact on recruitment. All the branches have said that they've had difficulty recruiting, with the Army it was 26% below its recruitment goals this year. And so we believe that somebody should not be held accountable in the sense that they should lose their livelihoods if they choose not to get the vaccination. I'm vaccinated, supported those who got vaccinated, held clinics. It's just that we shouldn't be tying somebody's livelihood to that, and particularly not endangering the national security of our country if we don't have enough people serving in our military and are ready. And so that's, yep.
So let's listen to Biden campaigned against a vaccine mandate in 2020. Watch this.
No, I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory, but I would do everything in my power, just like I don't think masks have to be made mandatory nationwide.
Actually, he said that after he won the election. I mean, your reaction to that? I mean, we've got more than nearly 24 Republican governors saying to the White House, you got to repeal this mandate. It's hurting the military's readiness. But the Pentagon chief Lloyd Austin is saying, listen, 1 million people died already from this virus, and that, you know, the tight labor market is why we're having trouble recruiting. What do you think of his argument?
Look, I don't agree with the Secretary's argument. I think that it is the mandate that is having an impact on the recruitment and the retention. It's not the first time we've seen the president flip-flop. I mean, he's done it a few times in his presidency. But the reality is that, look, we've encouraged people to get vaccinated. If they're not going to get vaccinated, they still should not be allowed to serve in our military. I mean, these individuals that are willing to put their life on the line for our freedoms, they should have the freedom to choose in this situation.
So for former Democrat Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard saying there's no question the vaccine mandate for the military should be abolished, and that those who were let go over it should be reinstated with back pay. Watch this.
I know people personally, Brian, who have been kicked out of the military, some who've served 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, all because of this mandate that makes no sense and frankly is based on a lie that Fauci and others continue to propagate as they have throughout this whole thing, which is these vaccines will prevent you from catching COVID and that it will prevent you from spreading COVID. The fact that this is even a question at this point, whether or not to lift this DOD mandate and that Secretary Austin is opposing it, is just absolute madness.
Congresswoman, you heard that. She's saying people get sick with the vaccine anyway. Health experts warn there are side effects like myocarditis. Other health pros say the vaccine mitigates the virus. So you hear those debates, right?
Yeah, well, look, it certainly did not stop the spread. It may reduce some of your symptoms and make them more mild, but this is a decision that should be between the individual and their medical professionals that they seek advice from. Look, I would say, look at what happened with the Coast Guardsman, who the president lauded as a hero, and then he was put on the firing block for not getting vaccinated. And he made a good point, saying when I was rescuing those people, they didn't care whether I was vaccinated or not. They just wanted to be saved. And those are the heroes that we're trying to protect here. Look, I think we've made some progress. It looks like the NDAA will include a provision that would repeal the mandate. However, we do need to fight to get those military men and women who have already been fired, thousands of them, to be put back on the rolls. And so that's what the next step is, but we'll take this win.
I mean, this
for
is,
now.
We had the botched government lockdowns and shutdowns where government told U.S. workers they were not essential, you know, things like that, shutting down local shoe repair shops, but keeping the big box stores like Target and Costco open. And then they told these so-called essential workers that they defined that they had to get vaccinated. You know what I mean? So it's just all over the map. This is what went on. Yeah, go ahead. Final word.
They created a lot of damage, and in New York City, we're having our own fight because the mayor's done the same thing to our NYPD, to our FDNY, to our first responders and our teachers. So we're trying to get the mayor to have some common sense and also restore these public workers because they lifted the mandate for the private sector, but not for the public employees.
Yeah, it's wild stuff. Congressman Malliotakis, we appreciate you coming on tonight. Thanks for sharing your insights.
Thank you.
It's good to see you again. Elon Musk fires Twitter's top lawyer, James Baker,